And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Allison welcomes a guest. He's a writer of the Apple TV show Central Park and co-host of the podcast 9 Chickweed Rage. It's Jeff Drake. Tone Zone is here to score your indie movie with his signature kazoo core music. I'm her husband, Daniel, saying hop on board the Love Bus and say hello to your new best friend, Allison Rosen.
Allison Rosen, Allison Rosen is your new best friend. Allison, with her good times never end. Allison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Allison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little Drake's Cakes. Welcome to another exciting episode of Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular, very specific for our guest carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon. By Lisa Krolazek. There was another carb that I wanted to do. I had written it down and everything, and then I came across that one. And then it was like, obviously, that has to be the one for this episode, which you'll understand why in a minute, or you already know because you read the description. I'm on Patreon. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen. I'm going to record a Patreon friend zone today, and I'm going to reveal several names of the killers of unsolved mysteries. I'm going to reveal the meaning of life. I'm going to talk shit about my arrival. No, I'm not going to do any of that. But I am going to share stuff. I really got him.
Yeah. Don't worry.
I was blown away.
I know, guys.
This is so hot.
Here's a bunch of interesting stuff. I'm not going to talk about any of that. Instead, I'm going to talk about our refrigerator.
No, Daniel, don't be silly. I'm talking about our refrigerator on this show.
Oh, okay.
I mean, look, I'm working on a Substack right now. It's in my head. And that's my thoughts about the other news girls. Because you know people need to hear that. I've got stuff to say. But I don't know yet what's going to go in the friend zone. It'll probably be an up-to-the-minute update on all of the crazy shit that's going on in my life that I cannot talk about publicly. I can only talk about it Patreonly. Patreon.com. Oh, no. You know what? I don't need to do that again. What I will say is there's a level where you can text me, and I'll text you back. And I received a text from someone who's probably going to be listening, and it was like, Jesus Christ, would you stop whining about your sister? And so I was like, well, if you hate me that much, let me do you a favor and undo you, like take you off the texting. But then I'm like, because I figured accidentally she was still getting the text because I hadn't like pruned the list well enough. But no, she's like fully paid up. This is a conversation to have off air. Anyway, if you want back in, let me know. You deserve this. Anyway. Substack also, AllisonRosen.substack.com.
Substack.
Thank you. I would like to say hello to my guest, the man behind the cake, Jeff Drake.
Hello.
Welcome back.
You know, ages ago, in the early 2000s, I had a blog on Blogspot, and I called it was Drake's Cakes.
I love that.
It may still exist, and I can't even remember what was on there.
Yeah.
But
occasionally I can get to my Blogspot because my Blogspot redirected to my website. So like
Blogspot.
Yeah. So if I go to my Allison M. Rosen or AllisonRosen.blogspot.com for like 2 seconds, it shows, and then it goes to it goes to a website anyway, for 2 seconds I can see it. Sort of like when you guys would watch porn back when it was scrambled. I had to keep going to it. Hello, Daniel.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You're a denim man.
It was just cold enough to wear a jacket this morning, and so I fucking did.
Yeah.
That's the thing about LA, boy. I tell you,
You got to
it'd be
seize upon it.
It's exciting when it gets cool
when
enough
it
to wear a
drops.
jacket.
When it drops to a chilly 64, everybody busts out their cardigans and their jackets and their scarves because we barely ever get to wear this shit.
I know.
And
I have a wide variety of light jackets that I get
Yes.
very
That's smart.
excited to wear.
Yeah.
This jacket is a vintage diesel.
I know, and I need to say something about it. It's my show.
Is it going to be negative?
No, it's going to be.
That's what I thought too. To be honest,
I think that I might have besmirched the jacket a few years ago.
Oh, you did?
Oh, you didn't know about that?
I did, but why don't you repeat it?
Okay. Well, I just
so that everyone can hear.
right?
Well,
Yeah,
I just wanna say
share it
that-
with everybody. Share it with the whole class.
Yeah.
Did you bring enough gum for everybody?
Of course I remember this. But
Do you?
Of course I do. But why don't you tell everybody?
I don't remember what I said. I think I wasn't a fan, but I've come around because I like it now. So I'm sorry.
The denim jacket has come back in fashion. It wasn't really in fashion for a while, and I just you hold on to your stuff.
Yeah,
it comes back around. And this is Diesel, which I don't know. Is that even still a brand?
I don't know. It's a fuel.
I got a compliment at the CVS today.
Oh, what'd they say?
Enthusiastic teller. He's like, I love that jacket. And I'm like,
tell it to my wife.
Let me tell you. Yeah, can I get that on video for the fucking old ball and chain? the wet blanket I married. It's fun.
I do like the button or the.
Oh yes, this is a pin that I made.
A pin. Oh
yeah. Do you have the bag of dicks drop?
I think so.
Just you wait.
Eat a bag of dicks. Maybe I should put them back on sale. I still have.
Yeah,
some,
we were selling them.
Eat a big old bag of dicks. Eat a big old bag of dicks. Eat a big old bag of dicks. Eat a bag of dicks.
It's very nice. No, it's nice. It's like an Eat at Joe's sign.
Yeah.
And it says eat a bag of dicks. Very nice.
That's right. Bag of dicks.
Bag of dicks is one. Yeah.
And then I would also like to say hello to Tony.
Hello.
I make my living doing pornos, and I have been out of work. Right, because I'm still healing from my surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Last week was your much heralded return to the show.
Oh yes, people are still talking about it.
I know. Yeah. After you, they were
guys, enough with the comments.
Yeah.
They're like a week.
Looking at you and then closing their eyes and rubbing them and looking at you again. Like, can it be real?
I know.
It's like that movie, The Return of Roxy. What was it?
Return to the Roxbury?
Roxy Carmichael.
Yes. Was it called The Return of Roxy Carmichael?
I don't know. It just rings a bell.
I think there was a movie called The Return of Roxy Carmichael, and I think Winona Ryder was in it, and I don't know what it was about. So maybe what I mean is it's like that movie, The Journey of Natty Gann.
Well, you are correct. There was a movie called Welcome Home, Roxy Carmichael in 1990
Welcome Home.
with Winona Ryder.
Does it say what it's about? Is she a
so
podcast
there's this Roxy
producer?
Carmichael. She's been away,
and
she comes home,
and she comes back to her home. Yeah. And people are like, "Welcome."
I miss movies where you can count on it being about what the title says it's about.
Right.
Now you have to just title a movie by take a character, abbreviate their first name. That's the title.
I had a moment when I was there's a period every night where I have Elliot in the bathroom and he's going to brush his teeth, but it's that period before he allows me to brush his teeth where he likes to goof around. And sometimes he'll decide that this is a fun time to ask questions about things or whatever, anything to stall brushing teeth. And he was talking about dreams, and I dropped this one on him. I said, well, how do you know we're not dreaming now?
Oh, good.
And he had a legit,
Did he panic?
Staring off into the distance moment where this is the first time it had occurred to him.
Nice.
And I felt pretty good about that.
Yeah, blew your fucking mind.
Oh, yeah. I got more of those.
Yeah. All right.
Do your kids do a ton of stalling before stuff like brushing teeth? Like Elliot will recapitulate all the YouTube videos he watched that day with voices.
It's not so much stalling as up into the point of them going upstairs to get ready for bed, complete mellow, calm energy. It's time to go brush your teeth. And then it's like somebody just shot them with adrenaline or caffeine and they just start they're just like, it's fully insane.
Now, is this because they're trying to avoid it? They're excited about it? What is going on?
They're not excited about it. I think it is a stalling technique, but I don't think they're like, I want to stall going to bed. They just decide now is a great time to just lose our fucking minds.
I mean, the main thing Elliot does is he'll dance and he'll do a little vaudeville show. And I'm just stop. Just stop. Let me brush your teeth.
Elliot, come on. Elliot, please. Elliot, come on. He's like, just 1 second. He had to go into the mirror and be like, I'm a chunky blueberry. But it has the feel of a compulsion. Like he cannot not say that first.
The best is when he's like should have gone to bed an hour ago and he's like barely awake and he'll just be like, he'll just give you these looks like.
Yes, he like vamps.
Yeah, he'll just.
We don't have video, so people aren't seeing it.
It's like he's on the runway.
Bits.
It's like he's on the runway.
For us, because we have 10, 9, and 6, and Cosmo is 6, and just in like the last year, he's really sort of they kind of accept him into the play a little more. And so it inevitably, it's like they go up to bed, and then I'm like, we started this new thing where we're like, because we have an upstairs, and so we send them upstairs to get ready, and it's like, okay, in like 5 minutes or in 10 minutes, I'm coming up, and if you're not in bed, then you don't, because they like to go to sleep to songs, you don't get songs. And so at 5 minutes, and like, okay, you guys, you got 5 minutes, because you can hear them just like going bananas, and then start walking up and like you have to be in your pajamas, teeth brushed, in your bed. Simple. You had 10 minutes, right? You go up and then nobody's anywhere where they belong. And Cosmo, very like almost regularly, completely still fully dressed. And it's like, Cosmo, you're not even. And then he like breaks down.
Oh,
he's like, Jose distracted me.
Yeah.
And so that's always the thing that he got distracted. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, you guys are all really good at picking up on the fact that like whatever kind of thing that's happening is someone else's fault. But we need to get out of that cycle. That's not a good place to be. It's not a good place to be. You need to like, but you made those choices, right? Like, anyway, it's fun. It's fun.
I need to go back and just say something, because I could imagine someone's like, you're still brushing your kids' teeth? They can brush their teeth themselves. They were brushing their teeth themselves. And then our dentist was you should be helping them. You should be doing until they're the job. Until they're the age that you would trust them to put on their sunscreen themselves. You should be brushing their teeth.
It's like too important to leave it to them.
Yeah. Although Owen pulls he'll only do it if he does it himself, and then I kind of like do a little once over afterwards. Elliot has been really good about letting us do it, and I feel like his teeth are really clean right now.
Elliot could do it himself, but I just feel like might as well just us do it.
Yeah, to make sure.
I was very excited. I found because I mean. They put so much toothpaste on their toothbrushes, and then like there's a full like worm of like a 2-inch long worm of toothpaste like just in the sink. Yeah. Like it's like you don't have to squeeze that hard. You just like literally. I show them every time. They say pea, a size of a pea. Now they may not know what a pea is because we don't eat a lot of peas.
Well, that's your problem.
But I'm like, here's the thing. It's just this big. So anyway, I thought I would get them excited. Found like. I buy them new toothbrushes all the time because they just end up like inevitably. It's like, oh, there's one and it's like by the toilet. It's like,
when Owen's done with his, he throws it.
Yeah. Well, there's also the like, okay, rinse out your mouth, and they put water in their mouth and then like spit everywhere instead of just like, no, you don't have to spit with a force. Just like anyway, bought them new toothbrushes. Got like Matthew, who's in the middle of the 3 littlest kids, because we have 4, but the oldest one he's pretty self-reliant at almost 15. Got electric toothbrushes for Matthew and Cosmo that were like Pokemon one for Cosmo because he loves Pokemon, and I forget what it was for Matthew. It was some other cartoon thing that he liked. And then just Jose, like it has to be like almost a normal toothbrush now. He's like, I'm so old now. I'm 10. Got the electric toothbrush for Cosmo, and then noticed a few days after I got it that I was like, okay, here you go. Gave him the toothpaste, and he just started brushing. I was like, no, you press a little button. It vibrates. He's like, I don't like that.
That's how Owen is.
I don't like that. And so he literally
he just used it like a regular toothbrush.
I was like, well, okay, I won't get you one of these.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason.
Is that other electric toothpaste? Is that
That's
Owens?
Owens.
Oh,
So we were
easy.
building up, doing like, okay, 5 seconds today, and then just somehow he just pulled the plug on the whole thing.
Yeah.
So Owen has been, and then we'll move on from children, but Owen has been, he has this phlegmy cough. He's not sick, but he cannot get rid of this cough. And it wakes him up in the night. And then he wakes me up in the night, every single night. Mommy! And so I have not been sleeping well. So last night I went to brush his teeth and he's like, I need a break. And I'm like, well, honey, we can't take a break from brushing teeth. Oh, sorry. I should back up and say he'd woken me up like 3 nights in a row. And then the next night he's like, Mommy, I have good news for you. I'm going to give you a break tonight. I'm like, oh, thank God. And he's like, he said that he was going to give me a break the night before, but his brain backfired in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
So, so he had said he's going to give me a break last night and not wake me up. So then when I went to brush his teeth, he's like, I need a break. And I'm like, honey, we can't take a break from brushing our teeth. And he's like, but why not? I'm giving you a break. And I'm like, wait a minute. You mean if I give you a night off from brushing your teeth, you won't wake me up? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, deal. I am the worst parent, but it worked. He didn't wake me up.
Did you brush his teeth this morning?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
There was something I was.
It's fine. His teeth are all gonna fall out anyway. It's not
That's true. Some of those have to stay until he goes to the grave. He's got
only
some grown-ups.
only a couple.
You're right.
It's a weird way to put it. Some of those he's going to have to take to the grave.
Do you ever think about that? Do you ever think
Not
about
just
that,
like
though?
some of those are his adult teeth. No, some of those he must take to the grave. Just a very dramatic way.
It's just weird to think that tooth that's in his head now is going to hopefully stay there till the end. But anyway, okay, let's talk about Dancing with the Stars last night.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically, what happened when you tried to let me know. Is anyone watching Dancing with the Stars?
This isn't directly related to Dancing with the Stars.
No, my stories are never directly related to what I say they're going to be.
Right. Well, so we were only watching this horrible show because two
of the women from Secret
Mormon
Lives of Mormon
of
Wives
TikTok are on it.
And so I want to see them, and then also Robert Irwin, Crocodile Hunter's son, who is so good. Those Irwins can dance. So, because his sister won Mirrorball. So
That's literally the only thing I know about it.
Yeah, he's just so. Does gravity even apply to him? I don't know. He's so good.
Wow.
I'm not even like a fan of dance, really, but I'm becoming one. So anyway, I wanted to watch him, and I wanted to watch Whitney from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I'm also very tired. So we're sitting on the couch.
Allison lasts 5 minutes. Her ass hits the couch, and it's just a
snooze fest.
She just immediately falls asleep.
And Daniel is unable to assess whether I'm awake or not.
Well, you had been pretty peppy, so I wasn't thinking you were on the verge of sleep.
So
like normal.
So Daniel goes to tap me.
Well, I wasn't looking. I knew roughly where you were, and I was going to tap your shoulder, be like, because they had said up next, Whitney, and so I was going to tap you.
He went to tap my shoulder. And he tapped my clavicle. It was and I just went, don't do that. What did I say? Stop that right now.
Yeah. Don't tap my
Don't touch me there. Don't do that.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest feeling to have someone reach over and tap my clavicle.
Wait, isn't that? Wait, I thought.
There.
But you have a prominent clavicle.
That clavicle was shoulder blade. Am I
Wait,
wrong?
you might be right. Isn't that scapula?
The clavicle, I think, isn't this the
What's this bone?
It connects your shoulder to your...
Okay.
Tony,
so
we're going to need you to
collarbone.
do
Collarbone.
Yeah, I guess.
Collarbone, yeah.
Okay. All right. For some reason, I was like, you're right, scapula. Yeah. No, I was like, wait a minute. How am I so wrong about
And the scapula is the shoulder blade, right?
Imagine being woken up by someone tapping your collarbone. So I shouted.
Were you asleep?
Yeah.
Okay. You shouted. Okay, great. Great. This whole interaction is fantastic so far.
I shouted, I don't know. Stop doing that or don't do that, which is the same voice I use with Owen because he gets me up early and then I try to fall asleep like while we're on the couch and then he just touches me and messes with me. And I remember that morning I said to him, he asked me a question. I said, can we work top to bottom? Because I was sleep talking. And then I caught myself. I've never slept talked to him before. And
Elliot always sleep talks.
Yeah. Something happening with your phone? With your watch?
No, I'm getting a call, but that's fine.
Who is it?
Don't worry about it.
Is it your boss? Share with the group.
It's not. No, it's someone from work. I'll call them back.
Did you bring enough iWatches for the Apple Watches?
Anyway, if anyone else has ever been touched on the clavicle while asleep and had a strong reaction to it, I would like to know. All right, now, important business. On the last episode, I shared that I will be flying to Las Vegas for one day to visit a friend who lives in Spain now who's going to be in Las Vegas. And I'm flying Southwest there, and I'm flying Spirit Airlines back.
Okay, that's wild. It's wild to have one airline there and one back.
Because the latest Southwest flight is 7 p.m., and the latest Spirit Airlines flight is 8 p.m.
Both into Burbank.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Jeff, have you ever flown Spirit Air?
No.
Nor have I. I only know it as like sort of a punchline.
I feel like I would change my plans to just be like, oh, Spirit is the latest one. I'll take the latest Southwest one because I feel like Spirit is like, I don't know, too spooky sounding. Too much like you're going to be a ghost.
Oh, right.
Fly us if you want to be a ghost.
Right.
Here's how you become a
Vaporize
ghost.
Airlines.
Yeah.
Now Tony had some words for me.
I'm supposed to recreate these words.
Please recreate the words. I can remind you.
I just told her that
get ready for the most uncomfortable flight of your life.
Yeah, something. But I know it's Vegas. It's the only way I took it before was also to Vegas because it's like, it's short. I've heard it's shitty, but it's not even a 45-minute flight.
Yeah,
it'll be fine. I don't know if I could have done much longer because it just feels like you're on a plank of wood with like no cushion at all.
Oh, wow.
Just like I was kind of blown away at how uncomfortable the seat was. All airplanes are uncomfortable, but this is like next level.
It's just like a wood bench. Everyone just sits
That's
on
what
a
it
bench.
feels like.
It's also that flight is such a crazy flight because it's almost always turbulent because you have to fly over two ranges of mountains. So there's always some sort of updraft that you're going to go through. But then like their mad dash to do a drink service in the 45 minutes is hilarious to me. It's like, be ready. Because yes, I'm going to have a fucking cocktail. Have I had 2 cocktails before I got on the plane? Yes, I did. Does it matter what time of day it is? Sorry to tell you, no, it does not. Oh, did I have 2 gin and tonics at 8:30 in the morning? I did. And now I'm ready to get on a plane.
But you're going to
I'm
Vegas.
ready to do it.
You're going to Vegas.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
But also then I have such an adrenaline spike that I get off the plane. I'm like, I am fine. It's like a normal day, if I had like 2 gin and tonics at 8:30, I would be like, I'm going to have to take a nap at like 11:30. But then I get off the plane. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go.
That's what I see. Now, I went to Vegas one time for a bachelor party, and we arrived. It was early. We got to the hotel room, and we get down to the casino, and I felt that like that surge of adrenaline. My friend back at the hotel room who'd been smoking a joint, turned out he had laced it with crack, and I didn't know this.
On purpose?
Yeah, and so I had been inhaling. But I didn't know this.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I get to Vegas and it is so stimulating. I am just like
invincible.
He was like laughing. And
didn't you say that like the colors were extra saturated?
Yeah, it was just like, man, Vegas really does something to the brain. Like I do not know what it is.
Well, that and the crack, yes.
Secondhand crack.
A little bit.
To be fair,
a little bit. It was the crack.
Was it a good feeling?
It wasn't a bad feeling.
Kids.
Yeah.
Important message
listen.
Don't do crack, but if somebody's doing it near you, maybe breathe a little in. I think that's what Daniel.
Here's the thing about drugs. Do not do them, but there's a reason people do them. Don't do them, but it's not a bad feeling.
This is a very first draft Nancy Reagan approach. Like, let's workshop that, Nancy, because maybe that's not. Anyway.
So back to these seats. I know that none of them recline. As I shared on the episode that has aired already. Do you ever go to Seat Guru, Jeff? Do you know it?
I've heard of it. I don't go there.
Okay.
No, I don't fly that much.
I don't either. But when I do, I always go to Seat Guru because I overthink my choice of seats. And it'll tell you like, it'll have like an airline map. airplane map, and it'll be like, oh, this seat is good because it has extra legroom, or this one's bad because there's like an electrical box underneath, and or you can't, whatever. So anyway, I went to Seat Guru. So green colored seats are good. Yellow are like, be aware. Yellow, green are like, there's pluses and minuses, and then red is bad. Every single seat on Spirit, including their little front row, is yellow, which means be aware. And then the last row is red. Like, these are shitty seats. So none of them recline. So, but they look like, the thing is, I saw a picture. They look like normal airplane seats.
Yeah, they do. They don't.
But you're saying they don't feel like that?
No, at least in my experience. Okay. Maybe it was the plane I was on.
There's a reason it's known as a budget airline.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means, because like American and United feel like budget airlines too.
Every airline feels like it.
Yeah. They're all bad. I find Delta to be the least bad.
We flew Delta to Japan. I thought I liked Delta, but going to Japan on Delta, I was like, no, this doesn't feel very good.
Go take another airline international and you'll change your mind, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I'll just,
An
maybe I will.
American-based airline international?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny when 2 summers ago, we went to Denmark. And by the way, if you can go, have you ever been to Copenhagen?
I actually have not, no.
Oh my God.
I've been to a fair amount of Europe, but not there.
I would, seriously, everybody should put Copenhagen on their list. One of the best places I've ever been. Love it. I would go back in a second.
Would you move in a second?
Depends on what's happening in this particular country at this particular time.
Right.
No, but so Wendy was like, hey, like texted me one day when we were planning it. Do me a favor, shop around and see what the best like nonstop flight. Shop around for the best nonstop flight.
Mm-hmm.
And I like put in the search, and I was like, well, that can't be right. Like, did a couple of other things. Literally only one. There's only one nonstop flight from LA to Copenhagen. There's only one carrier. It's the Dutch SAS, which my kids loved because they were like ASS. They literally thought it was ASS. They were great though. They were great.
SAS
but,
great.
we sprung for better seats because we're like, what's going to happen with the kids? Like, and it was 100% worth it. And they were great. But I mean, domestically, I want to go back to you saying like the seats don't even recline. I'm like, to me, I'm like, it doesn't change the angle by like 1.5 inches.
I know.
I mean, recline is, I'm not sure that technically is a recline.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing.
I know.
It kills me. The space between the seats is so small, and then if somebody leans back, even that like 2 inches that it goes, then suddenly the screen is an inch from your face.
Oh, are you one of those people shouldn't recline people?
Yeah, I never ever
You
recline.
both are.
It's pointless. Yeah. You're telling me you're not comfortable. You're comfortable.
Oh, right, exactly. I'm so uncomfortable. That's so much better.
I'm a recliner. I'm sorry. Can you still respect me?
Yeah, I just won't sit behind
barely.
Wow. Well, I mean, you've been on the podcast more than me, so I mean, I can understand. Maybe you've had it. Yes.
Especially international flights, then too. Somebody does.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah.
Not taking advantage of your 0.1 degree difference on an international flight? How do you sleep?
Well, I don't.
No, me either. I can't sleep on planes
me neither.
at all.
I was really late to the notion that everyone's shaving their pubic hair. I was very late to that one. And I remember being like, I know I went in a different direction you were expecting.
I truly was not, of the dozen things I could have come up with right then, shaving your pubic hair is not what
or waxing it or whatever. I just mean like I had a full bush when all of my peers didn't. And I feel like, and I for the longest time blamed my mom, like she was supposed to let me know. And then I'm like, maybe that's not the kind of thing. I mean, because she also, and she's dead now, so I can say this, had a full bush.
Well, of course. Of course she did.
Yeah. So
it was.
How was she going to tell me to groom my situation any differently than she did? You can't do.
Why, as a mom, would you be like, you know what? It seems to be very popular these days to be completely bare
right,
down
that's
there.
what I'm saying.
Like you were a child.
Right.
It's weird.
That's what I'm saying.
Always seemed weird to me.
Or just a landing strip, just something. Like,
Sure.
That's what I'm saying. I always felt like she neglected to let me know that, but in retrospect, it wasn't her business. Really.
I'm just trying to imagine, and I did not meet your mother, but I'm just trying to imagine any mother being like, okay, so I've read about these trends, and it seems like there's a lot of this. Seems like the compromise is a landing strip. Here's what that looks like. Like, I can't imagine any, like, in your mind, you're like, why didn't my mom tell me about waxing off my bush?
I'm saying I was wrong. I'm saying upon reflection, I think I was directing my anger. I was placing my anger in the wrong place.
Sure.
But it just like your mom is supposed to teach you, kind of like guide you through these things, like how to deal with your period and how to groom your pubic hair.
Right, but this seems like one of those things that it would be reversed on, where you're like, Mom, here's what's going on, and your mom is like, really?
Yeah. Well, it was the blind. It was the blind leading the blind,
Right.
clearly, because so the question is, who should have told me?
Wow, that's really good.
I guess my friend.
Wait, were you on were you on Adam's show at the time, maybe?
Oh no! By that point, this was when I was like 23. I was like,
Because
wait,
he shouldn't have told you either. It's
Yeah.
basically my point.
no, I was like 23, and I was like, why did no one tell me?
Yeah.
That's maybe like a guy I was with should have told me, but that could be difficult.
Yeah, no.
Maybe it's.
Do you think anybody's really telling other people though?
How are they finding out?
I feel
Through
like
looking at porn.
Okay,
I
well,
think how they
I
found
wasn't. For the longest time, I was under the impression, this is when I was a kid. Now, why I was looking at porn when I was a kid is because there was gazebo porn at my private school. Which means where someone leaves. We had a
Thank you. Because I had the same question
I believe
bubbling
it's similar
up.
to hedge porn. Like, there was a gazebo on our campus, and someone left a bunch of pornographic
Got
images in there, so we all got a look. And
Like finding a magazine in the woods,
Yes.
basically.
In
but
my-
a gazebo.
right,
Got it.
And I swear to God, it was like someone using a not plugged in curling iron as a dildo, but in retrospect, maybe it was just a dildo. In my mind, I'm like, a curling iron? I don't know. But I knew that oh my God, I haven't even talked about the most important thing, the smell in my refrigerator. I can't wait to get to that.
Well,
Yeah.
Speaking of porn, there's a disgusting smell in my refrigerator.
All right, sorry.
Right.
airlines to bush to refrigerator.
I had to
Natural
make a
progression.
mental note of it.
The dominoes that fall.
Yeah. So I thought that's what they do for porn, so the camera can really get in there and see everything. But in real life, it's different. And I didn't realize we had
The camera can get in there.
yeah, like that was how I like.
So
That's what I
not
thought.
Following this, but go on.
Somehow the hair
Got in the way.
would get in the way of everyone seeing everything. But so I thought there's the way people do things for porn, and then there's the way people do things for real life. And I didn't realize
For a while, I think that was true, but then,
I was antiquated in my young thinking.
I mean, but you speak of the found porn
Yeah.
thing. Like there was that in my house. My parents
Your
had
house?
the Joy of Sex
Oh,
that was hidden, and the original Joy of Sex had like these pencil drawings that were explicit. And I remember coming across it, and there were a couple. There's a couple of images that stick with me, and one was because it was about it tried to tell you everything about
it's like supposed to be like a sex Bible, right? Or a
yeah,
sexuality
but
Bible.
yeah, and so it was also it also dealt with okay, so grooming.
Oh,
But not in that at that time, because it was all from the 70s.
Right.
Nobody was shaving it all
the
off.
shortest chapter. On
But there
grooming.
was a weird thing on personal hygiene, and I remember, and this may be conflated in my head, but talking about deodorant, because of you're going to be it was the 70s. It was like, you're going to be licking everybody everywhere. So maybe don't put on deodorant. And it literally showed like a guy like licking his own armpit. Now, this is many, many years ago when I was little. So it could have been warped in my mind. But there I have an image of that drawing. The other thing I remember is misreading a part about doggy style sex where it said that one of the drawbacks, because it was like, here's the different ways you can do it. Is this good for conception or not? Which ones are better for conception? And doggy style. And of course, when I was like, whatever, 12 or 13, I was like, well, I'm not interested in that part. But it was like, this is maybe not the best for conception. The downside is the penis has a tendency to fall out, it said, and I read it as fall off. And I was like, why is anyone taking that risk?
Not worth it.
Why do it? Like, I mean, yes, I want to have sex. I don't know what it means or how it feels or any of that, but like, there's literally a way you can do it where you run the risk of your penis falling off. That seems
horrifying.
crazy. Thank you for I'm glad I read about it. But like, God, because what a way to find out. You're just doing it doggy style and then like plop off. It's like, wait, what's that on the bed? Oh my God, it's my penis. It's fallen off because I did it doggy style.
What is the best way for conception? I didn't even know about
I think
this.
it's probably missionary.
Yeah.
It's, So, God, my stomach is growling. I hope that's not coming across.
I don't think it is. The irony of like when you're a kid, what you hear is if you're in a jacuzzi with a guy, you could probably get pregnant.
Sure.
And then when you're actually at the age, no one take this as safe sex advice, please. When you're actually at the age where you're trying to have a kid, it's like there's a very narrow window of when you can actually get pregnant. The positions matter, and then you end up going to a fertility clinic anyway. Like that was the biggest shock. I truly thought like you can probably get pregnant any time of the month.
No, that's the crazy thing is, when you talk to doctors, they're like, oh no, it's actually like
between 6 and 6:30.
I'm like, how is this happening all the time then?
Yeah.
How
that
is
people
it
are getting
like,
pregnant?
Yeah. Like
they're young.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that's part of it. Like, it's like, whatever, like, young comedians or like young famous people who are like fucking everybody.
Yeah.
Or older ones. Dave Grohl.
Mm-hmm.
That was not good.
And look how fast we've moved on as a society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it is crazy because when you go talk to like fertility doctors, they're like, "Hey, man, I don't know. Like, you're like, really? It's that
difficult?
It's that fucking hard?
Why was I
like,
so
I was
nervous?
Terrified for years.
Yes, I took Plan B a couple times, even when there was like no chance I could have been pregnant, like just to be extra safe. I was so sure that I was like
I
probably
just saw a guy that I thought was hot, and I was like, I better take Plan B. I might be pregnant.
I was so many different levels of birth control. Anyway, all that safe sex stuff in the 90s like really sunk in with me. Where did your parents keep the joy of sex?
It was either under a bunch of stuff on their bedside table or under their bed. But then I also remember like my dad had Playboys. And then my parents got separated for a while, and then he came back. And when he came back, then he upped his game to Hustler. And
you don't think he upped it while he was gone?
Oh, I'm sure he did. But like then his game had elevated his game in the time. Like, because like, especially like Playboy from like the 70s and early 80s is like very tame.
Is it vaginas or just breasts?
There's no shots like right up a spread legs like in that era, but there's a lot of bush, there's a lot of that, but
excuse me, vulvas. That's what they say now.
Yes, but I remember it's like he had a Hustler magazine, and I remember that one of the models in it was the lead singer for Missing Persons, Terry Bozzio.
No.
Or Dale. Sorry, Dale Bozzio. Terry is the drummer. Yes,
Bozzio and. Is it Terry Bozzio also?
Yes.
Are they married?
They were.
They perform, when I was at the OC Weekly, they performed all the time. They had like a residency somewhere.
He plays all the time. Yeah. I mean, he's a ridiculous drummer.
What's their hit, Missing Persons?
Well, they had
words.
What are words for? And nobody walks in L.A. Yeah, that's it. Nobody walks in L.A. They had a few.
Okay.
I mean, some larger than others, but I think Words was their.
How did Words go?
What are words for? When no one listens anymore.
Yes, I do remember that one.
Yeah, exactly. Do you hear me? Do you care?
So, just to wrap up where I was headed before very fast, I was late to find out that we weren't supposed to recline our seats. Okay, so your dad...
I was so lost. I was like, literally, I was thinking, okay, we're back on bushes. Nope. Oh, seats. That's where we started. Got it. Okay.
Well, no, now we're going into the fact that your dad left and then came back. How long was he gone for, and what was that like?
It's what was it like? I don't know. I was like, I like talked to my therapist. It wasn't great before he left, and then he left for a while and then came back for a little while and then left again, and my mom was and so it was like,
well, how long was he gone for?
I don't know. It could have been under a year, could have been almost 2 years.
Okay.
It's hard for me to remember. Yeah, I mean, it was, he was.
And then how long did he come back for?
Not long. I mean, my dad was just a fucking alcoholic who was like, I'm not interested in having, this kind, like, my children were great when they were like 3 years old and would think I hung the moon. But then once they got actual personalities and would talk back to me, it's like, no longer interested.
Daniel has one of those.
What do I have?
Jeff was saying that his dad left and then came back, and I was asking what that experience was like, and then he was just explaining how his dad is, and I was saying you kind of have a similar thing.
He didn't leave and come back.
No, not that part, but the part where it's like when you're very little, you're great, and then as you get a personality and can talk back, things get more complicated.
That's how my dad was. Like
when my dad was little, he was.
No.
Daniel, try to catch up, please.
Here, I'll catch up.
I don't remember
quick.
when he was little.
No. My dad was great with little kids.
Oh, yes.
And then as soon as they start asserting their personalities, then he's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Not interested. You are no longer reflecting back to me how wonderful I am. And instead, sometimes you do it, and I'm not interested in sometimes.
I mean, I've heard that that's a thing with narcissists. I don't think that was the case with my dad. So my grandfather was orphaned when he was 6. And so he was this was always the explanation, like he was always a really good dad when they were little, and then he checked out when they got older, and my dad was resentful of that.
When they got older, like the age he was when he was orphaned?
Yeah, like when they became, like 10 or whatever.
Okay.
My grandfather didn't know how to be a dad to a 10-year-old, which I look back, I'm like, really? Like, isn't that hard? But he had checked out. My dad was resentful of my grandfather over that. I think it may be other factors, like the fact that he was a veteran of World War II and stuff. So there was other things going on. That was the case. What you're describing was the case with my dad. But with my dad towards me, I don't think it was that my dad didn't know how to be a parent of a 10 or 13-year-old. It was more, it had to do with the dynamics of there was a divorce when I was really young, and then there was this I don't know, weird thing about who I would live with, and my dad felt slighted, I think, because I didn't want to live with him even though I was 8 years old. It was a whole thing. And I think that he just pulled back because for a while, because he was like, I think maybe he was hurt. I don't know. It's hard to know because I was a little kid, but yeah.
No, I mean, this will give you a picture. Like, people asked me, like, afterwards, like, oh, did you spend some time with your mom and some time with your dad? It was like, oh, it was never on the table that I would live with my dad.
Oh, wow.
Like, and I only have a memory of one time staying the night over at his place. And that was like, just kind of like understood.
Wow. So like, he just wasn't interested in that.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, that's how he was as I got older. Like, I moved out here. My dad retired at 55. Like, he worked at Hallmark Cards, and it was like, his era of Hallmark Cards was like Mad Men, only with greeting cards. And him and his buddies all got golden parachuted out when they did kind of a big corporate change. Because, I mean, they were literally just like 3 martini lunch guys. And Hallmark's a privately held company, so he had all this profit sharing and stuff, and literally just like did not have to work. And so all he did was travel around and play golf. And he's very like tight with his money because he grew up poor. And so he just held on to a lot of his money, but he would travel and do these golf trips and stuff. I moved out to LA, and he died 12 years ago. I moved out previous to that.
How old was he?
He was 72. I had moved out to LA 12 years previous to that. He came out once and had literally nothing else to do. Came out once and was out for like 2 or 3 days, went to dinner with me and Wendy, and that was all we saw of him, was the one dinner. So like that was the level. And then also, like, he would tell his friends, like, you know, when Jeff was younger, he was like very liberal, but he's gotten a lot more conservative as he got older. And I was like, oh, the me in your brain is just
right.
I'm like, based on what? Like, we don't have conversation. I mean, I would literally, it's like, oh, I haven't talked to him in a while. Okay, what's going on in sports? Oh, it's almost college basketball. We can talk about college basketball,
right.
or what are the Chiefs doing, or what are the Royals doing? We could talk about that stuff, but literally no curiosity about anybody's life ever.
Yeah.
And to hear that from people later was the craziest thing. I'm like, what are you talking? Like, you have, if I'm like so much more a fucking pinko commie than I used to be. Like, I was way more closer to being conservative.
He probably said one thing that he interpreted as conservative, and that was it.
I don't even know that there was. I think it all, you know, he was just, he just created his own, but also like, like he had inoperable colon cancer because he was an alcoholic who decided to stop getting his colonoscopies. And so then by the time they found out, they couldn't do anything about it, and was in such denial that when he was put in hospice care, he was like, okay, what's the plan for getting out of here? Like the rehab plan. And it's like,
you're in hospice.
It's hospice. The plan for getting out is, you go out in a box. Like, it's
with your teeth.
Wild with your teeth. He did have a lot of his teeth.
See?
He also had a lot of his hair.
Oh, that bodes well for you.
Well, I mean, I had a huge forehead ever since I was a kid.
Oh.
Assumed I would be bald by now. And the fact that I'm not, I'm just thrilled with. Yeah. But I mean, at the end, like, my older sister, like, God bless her, like, because he was so mean to her. He was such an asshole to her. Like, he was just like disinterested in me, but he was like actively an asshole, I think, to both my sisters, an older and a younger sister. And so she was the one there, like, taking care of stuff at the end, and got to a point, and he literally said to her once, he's like, you know, like, this was as introspective as he ever got. He was like, you know, I've thought about it. It's like, really, thinking back on my life, really no regrets. Yeah, and I was like, None.
Wow.
Not a single. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Like everything pretty much. No. I mean, in a way, I guess it's like incredibly honest. Like I literally did the best that I could do, and and not sorry about it. Like it was just so. I heard that and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, one of the big frustrations.
Ooh, that what should be a drop that goes after Betsy's.
One of the things that I think a lot of people have to come to terms with is like you know that thing that you think you want, you're never gonna get
from your parents.
Yeah, that giant mea culpa. Like,
oh yeah,
it's just not coming. And honestly, for me, there has been a little bit of it, but it's even that is unsatisfying because but you aren't the person you were, and I kind of want the mea culpa from that person. Like it's like. After 40 years, it's like it doesn't even land. Like it's not. I don't know. It's just unsatisfying. It's like I don't know what it is I want, but whatever it is, I'm not ever gonna get it. Which is just like I want a fucking explanation for why the fuck, like it went down like this. What and an acknowledgement for like. Things that I was gaslit into thinking a lot of things were, my responsibility or my fault, and that weren't.
Yeah.
But the problem is you can't fix like I can know it and I can hear it, but it's like I can't go back and into the machinery and retool it. It's just I don't know.
But also like because on that topic. Like I literally tried to have that moment when my dad was in the hospital. Like tried to have that, and mine wasn't like I want an explanation. Mine was a simple like wanting to like so like were you ever proud of me kind of thing. Yeah. Like just started to go down that road with him. He's literally in a hospital bed. This is early on though, so he's
still getting out.
This is before hospice care. Like there's still a possibility like things can happen. And he knew where the conversation was going. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, like, when you take your dog to the vet and the dog like doesn't want to go in, but then like it like
surrenders.
Realizes like, oh, I'm getting the shot or whatever I don't want to get. And the dog I just got a great idea. Then the dog just like goes away, and it's just like
disassociates.
Just like glaze out completely. The look in my dad's eye, like, oh, he's gone away, and so I just stopped, and I was like, oh. The movies make you think that you can have this moment. Like, I have the opportunity to have this moment, and I was like brave or stupid enough to like try to have it. And it's like, oh, you might get it, but like going through life thinking you're going to get it is probably not the smartest idea for your like own well-being. Yeah. You may as well expect you're not going to get it.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe if it comes up and you get it, great, you got that. But to expect you're going to get it, instead like then it made sense a couple of years later when he was like, no regrets. I'm like, oh, that fits with what was happening in that. But I mean, that was like a really, I mean, not to bring the whole thing down, but like that was a rough moment to go through. Like all I want is the tiniest thing is all I'm asking. It's like, I am incapable of giving you that tiniest thing.
It's just crazy that these people occupy that place in our minds. Like, because you can take a step back and go like, oh, they're just people. Right. Like they're just a couple more people. Like you run into people all the time, literally everywhere. But then, as a dad, like in that moment, sorry to interrupt, but like in that moment to be like that's really so hard. Yeah. Like I say that to my kids all the fucking time. I have that thought a lot.
It's so easy to be like, I love you. And like, oh my God, you did that? That's amazing. Instead of like, can you stop playing that piano? It's annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's there's a lot of ground in between those two things.
Yes. Yeah, it's funny. A lot of stuff that I was upset about when I was younger, you missed a whole discussion about pubic hair. My parents would be like, when you have kids, you'll understand. When you have kids, you'll understand. And actually, I understand less with my own kids because I see the way that I handle situations, and I can't imagine yelling at my kids the way my parents yelled at us. And I can't imagine, it's like, no, I have less. It makes less. I'm more sure that I'm right now that I have my own kids.
Yeah. It's like, oh, no, I understand you less. Like, oh, it's as if they're saying you'll understand. You'll understand these things that you're upset about now. When you're a parent, you'll understand why we were this way or whatever. Right.
Like,
That's right. And instead it's like, no. Like,
yeah.
Why was it? Oh, it was so hard because you and like my mom and my dad were both just like 13-year-olds who did not know how to deal with not being the shiniest thing in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like that's how both
and
of them
children
were.
are just so much shinier.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, for
They
me,
can't handle it.
My parents were really young. So it was like, often I'll think like, what the fuck, man? And then I'll think, he was 30. Like he was 29. Like he was a young man.
Not when you were born, though.
No, he was 22 when I was born. But like, because I'll sometimes like Elliot will do something and it'll kind of like hurt my feelings a little because he's like, he'll just say something and it'll be like, I don't even know. It's stupid things. Sometimes it'll be like,
like he wishes you were a different kind of dad, or he doesn't want to be.
Yeah,
like you.
although that often I misinterpret what he's saying.
Yeah,
he wants a dad who will play video games with him. Like specifically Roblox, specifically Steel Brain Rot, and he just wants a dad who will do that, And I'm just not. I'm not that dad, and I'm not gonna do it.
I'm not either.
I ain't gonna do it.
I can't. The visual aesthetic of Roblox is so gross.
Okay,
to me.
can we just take a pause? Video games have advanced so much. Like if you talk to people who are into gaming, even if you're casually not into gaming, but you see them, they're so sophisticated. They're so realistic. It's like the advancements are so crazy, but these kids have zero interest in that. Roblox is like it was on the Atari practically, like it's like Nintendo level graphics. It is
mixed with a message board.
Yes,
because there's so much text on the screen at the same time.
It is visually awful. It looks like shit. The game does not even look, from what I can gather, it doesn't even, like, what's the game? You're just collecting things, and everything about it would tell me this is not going to be successful, and yet it's like the most successful game ever.
Yeah.
It makes me scared for the future. No, but it's like all the games they're into are like, it's interesting, like Minecraft, they're all like regressive in terms of their graphic. They're not interested in the more maybe as they get older they will be, but like
Minecraft I couldn't get into for the same reasons, but it is, in comparison to Roblox, it is like, it's like looking at something that is lush and wonderful.
Right.
Like Roblox is literally like none of the colors all of the colors, I should say, seem arbitrarily chosen.
Yes.
Like there's no governing aesthetic, and then there's it's just tons of information,
sounds
on the
and
screen.
texts and random. Yeah.
It's like, do you remember the computer game Myst and then Riven?
Yeah.
And it was just like literally like no instructions. You just put the disc in and you had to go around this island and solve puzzles. Mm-hmm. And it was just at the time like the most lush, wonderful graphics. Literally nothing else on the screen. No words in it at all. Except I guess you could come across stuff and find and read some text, but like in general. Mm-hmm. And it's like the complete opposite of that. Mm-hmm. It's like the craziest. And I get that. I have that conversation with Jose, who's 10, all the time. Like he's like, why will you ever play Steal a Brain Rot? I said, I will never play anything Roblox.
I know. I fucking hate
And I'm
Roblox.
like, I'm sorry. I was like, I'll play Mario Kart with you all day.
Yeah.
I'll play Super Smash Brothers, which I'm terrible at and I don't really like very much, but I'll play that. But like Roblox, I just like looking at it just hurts. I don't like it.
Yeah, I agree. It's just offensive in every way. And then it's just like constant repetitive with the steel brain rot. Like every brain rot that you get or something, they make these sounds that go with the brain rot. And so you're constantly hearing these repetitive, like tra-la-la-o, tra-la-la, or these songs that'll come on like, it's raining tacos, it's raining and it's just like all over and over and over. And you're just like, fuck me. Like this is just, but they're like, maybe addicted. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. They can't stop. He can't stop.
Yeah. And every weekend there's some event.
Yeah, the admin events, Oh, God.
Yeah.
I don't know, and then it's like these kids. No, we're off track, but it's like, and these kids with the 6'7", are you kids like into this 6'7" bullshit?
Oh, yeah. Of course they are.
Have you heard about this, Tony?
I don't think so.
So this is interesting to me. I think there's like a whole...
It's not going to make
There's a whole
the slightest bit of
cultural...
sense,
Yeah.
too.
There's like these massive cultural things happening that if you don't have kids under
Or
a certain age,
kid.
you are not aware of it.
6'7" is like several generations back. It was Skibbity Toilet, and now it's 6'7".
So 6'7" is this. It's
a meme.
Just to say something that'll put you further in the weeds.
No, I know. I knew about that.
Skibbity Toilet? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this literally a thing where like it's just saying a number is a joke to it?
Yes,
Yes, and it has no significance.
I just learned about this
there's an original
recently.
video.
No, there is, but none of them know what it is.
Oh.
They don't. It's not like you ask Elliot the origin, and he'll say a wrong thing. They like maybe in the middle school kids they're aware of it because they're like more because it's like a basketball origin thing.
Right, but
like,
it's also over, and that's why it's to them now. It's like it started with older kids.
oh no,
and
but
now
you know what? The middle school
Like
kids are into
Squid Game.
41. It's still they're still. Look,
I didn't even know about that.
it's horrible. It's horrifying. And I think, was it as horrifying when I was a kid? But it's like, I feel like our stuff was culturally rooted in like actual stuff. Like,
our whole class would break out. One half would go, tastes great, and the other half would go, less filling. That was a thing.
What I love about coming on this podcast is like you and I are both dads around the same age, like with kids who are around the same age, and your reaction to these things is like, I am being attacked. Every day I am under attack.
Yeah.
These things are attacking me, and I'm always just like, these are nuts. But I mean, it's like there's no way to do an analog to when we were kids because because like you had no way to find anything out if it wasn't on TV, on a you caught it on the radio. Like you would sit by your radio, get ready. I'm an old. Get ready, youngers. Here it comes. You would sit by your radio with your tape player, ready to record your song that you requested from the DJ so you could have a copy of it to listen to anytime you wanted. You had to fucking work for it.
okay,
And sometimes the DJ might talk over the top of it, too.
Yeah. I mean, and then, like, God forbid, you're like, fuck, I didn't press record fast enough.
I
So you have to press both the buttons.
Sometimes you
I
had to
just press play.
Sometimes you had to just record for a few hours and then listen back and hope it was in there.
or audio recording of a movie on TV so you could listen to the movie on an audio tape.
Which movie?
Cassette. Well, Star Wars. Yeah.
Oh, I had
the Star Wars. I had the record. They did they would do record versions of movies where they would like have the voice actors and stuff come in with special effects to redo the movie as a record. And so
I have a long white beard right now, by the way, just to fill you in. I remember these things, and I have a long white beard.
But I think
I'm
also
ancient and remember these.
YouTube and the internet makes the meme stuff more viral, whereas there was no equivalent when we were kids. Like it was just
but
slower.
They talked about this on the podcast Terminally Online, where it's like somehow information would somehow.
Well, so we all knew like Miss Sue from Alabama.
Nope.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
Those clapping games.
I do not know.
Some of them.
Okay.
They're like, or like Miss
Miss
Lucy
Susie
had a steamboat.
Yeah, got
Steamboat
it.
had a bell. And somehow those traveled all the schools because it was like, oh, you guys do it this way, we do it this way. Or like, Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Or
no,
those
it's
things.
weird. It's weird because it's hard to trace. Like those things literally had to go like
Person to person.
mouth to ear.
Yeah, well, that was like viral. The
insane.
thing that was viral of back then, you know.
Yeah. Anyway,
we haven't even talked about our refrigerator.
Good.
And I know people are done. Okay, look, we're going to have to really get into it on the next episode. I'm joking. Here's the deal right now. There's a smell in our refrigerator. We began
First of all, our
noticing it.
refrigerator was packed.
Yeah.
So
We didn't know it was a refrigerator at first. We just knew, what's that smell? When you walked into the house,
something
you
was
noticed it.
rotting.
We noticed it. We are like, is there a rat somewhere? But it doesn't have that particular like dead rodent smell yet. But it's, and I was like, well, the good news is if it is, we'll know for sure by tonight. It never turned into a dead rodent smell. We located it in the okay. Every time we open the refrigerator, it's worse. What is it? It's beginning to become like a rotten milk smell. So we, first sniffed everything in the refrigerator. I can't find it.
So
took everything out.
Part of the problem is like when you walk into the room or you first open the refrigerator, it hits you and then you become nose blind way too fast.
Yeah.
And so nothing, it's just like, oh, now I can't smell it or I can't.
You think it's not a problem until like Elliot walks in and he's like, what smells? I'm like, oh, damn it. It's still
it's
here.
like you don't get closer to the smell.
We can't. Like I have been opening and sniffing a lot.
I do
and
love
I'm
that
like,
Indigo Girls song. Closer to the smell.
I think it's based in the left door. We've taken everything out.
Okay.
We've cleaned.
I've thrown 90% of the stuff in the refrigerator away, it feels like.
Yeah, we've cleaned everything except I don't think we've like fully pulled all the shelves
Something
out.
is leaked. Something is leaked and is underneath, is inside there. Like
the cavity.
Yeah, it's found a place to pool.
Purchase.
The good news
But I feel
is
like we've
with
cleaned all that.
time,
It
it will have... because it will just decompose enough that it will no longer smell. But that might be a while.
Yeah.
Well, so our options now are hire a professional. I haven't really gone down that road because it'll Google will bring up like maids.com. And I'm like, well, we have a cleaning person. I could just say to them, this is going on. Can you help us? Or is there like a specific like refrigerator cleaning person? However, ChatGPT.
It feels like such a specific job. Like they're just sitting around.
Would be like
they also clean crime scenes.
Oh my God, why don't I just go straight to the crime scene person?
Yeah.
What a vacation for them to do a refrigerator.
This is so great. And then they get there and they're like, this is worse.
I know. What if actually to them it is like this is what's disgusting to them?
I can't.
ChatGPT gave me some. It's like some things to check because these could be the sources of hidden refrigerator smells, and I'll pull them up because it was things that I hadn't thought of.
ChatGPT would never lie to you.
I know. Okay, hidden smell culprits in fridges: drain holes and condensation channel, usually on the back wall near or just above the crisper drawers. Have we checked that? I didn't even know that.
But we can't get into
those. If it's clogged with slime or debris, trapped water can smell. You flush it with hot water and vinegar. A turkey baster or syringe works great. And then also the drip tray beneath the fridge but connected to the drain holes. Do we have a drip tray? Collects condensation. If gunk, I like how cash it is. If gunk sits there, it can rot. Some models let you slide it out from the front or the back. Others need the refrigerator pulled out. And then under the crisper drawers, but we already did that. Shelf edges and seams, the light housing and fan vents. I don't know. But I say we look for this drip hole condensation situation, and otherwise we just move.
Guys, I think the lesson here is always check your drain holes. Check your drain holes, man. If there's a smell, it might be coming from your drain holes.
I don't even know where the drain hole is.
Especially
my mom should have taught me that. What was she thinking?
First, you're going to need to shave completely. Yeah. Now you can see your drain holes.
Daniel, I will explain because you look like you missed out on something, but you don't look like you mind. But since I
was hoping we would just move right on past. But no, you will not.
I am everyone's new best friend. We were talking about reclining on an airline, and because these two guys feel they're like very anti-recline, even on an international flight, which is insane to me. Mm-hmm. And no offense. And I was saying that I was like, there's a lot of
recline. I mean, like even if
we had
to
exactly
barely do it,
Yeah.
Would you like to do your impression of reclining? And because they both did. It's like this.
It's great since there's
Guys,
no video.
I'm so
component.
uncomfortable. That's better.
Although there is a type of seat, and I forget what airline, where the design of the seat was such that
the front comes forward.
Can I finish?
Well, it's Allison's
seat. Are you talking
show.
about the seat when you say the front?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the seat slides forward as so you're not actually going into the person's space.
Right.
I don't know why we don't see that more often.
Yeah, it's smart. So anyway, I was saying that I was really late to a lot of things in life that other people knew before. For example, Daniel's eyes are half lidded.
No,
Oh my
I'm in
God.
deep concentration.
Not on this subject that's being discussed,
need-
but on a thing I need to do later.
We need video. We've got to
I
you've got to
just-
get these eyes.
As I've said before, I get my best thinking done when Allison's talking.
I was so late. Everyone was shaving their bush, and I didn't know. And I blame my mom because I feel like she should have told me. But then we talked about how, actually, how would that have gone?
But your mom probably never shaved her bush.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your mom going to tell you about shaving bush?
She didn't know. If she had known,
She'd be like, "Don't do
she
that."
did the best she could.
Sounds like so much work.
All right. I think it's time to say hello and welcome to the new patrons.
Allison wants to say thank you to a couple of special people out there who signed up to be new patrons. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen.
Hello and welcome to Brett Johnson. I used to work with a Brett Johnson. Is this
That's
the same
great.
Brett Johnson? I don't think so. But hey, Brett, if we ever work together,
Hey.
Oh,
no, I
That's the way you set it up.
No, I was just gonna say
I love this.
HMU. Hit me up. No, I like that guy.
get her in trouble.
You took a dramatic pause.
Dan Deegan, Jamie Alexander, Sally Peck, C. Yoho, and Heather D. Now, why do I want to say Heather D? Is it like did people say Sunny D like that? And Heather D.
I thought you were kind of doing like a Don Pardo.
I don't.
Heather D.
No.
guest.
Heather D.
No, I'm not doing that. There's something that my brain is doing with Heather. Anyway, guys, Heather D, thank you so much. And everyone else, thank you for your Patreon support. It means the world. It's how I rely on your support. And you guys are the best. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen.
Patreon.
Get 2 months free if you do an annual subscription.
That's a good
okay,
deal.
let's do Just Me or Everyone.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
All right. I have one. When I see that people have their read receipts on, I always assume no one did this deliberately. Either they're not aware they're on, they didn't turn them off, etc. Just me or everyone.
On texts,
Yeah.
TIL,
Today you learned.
that I can turn those on or off.
Just today? Oh, you mean with here right
With
now?
you just saying that right now.
You mean JRIL, just right JRNIL, just right now I learned.
Yes.
Wait, you didn't know that?
Yeah, I don't go into the settings of my texting at all. So
Well, this proves my point. I just assume that
why
if
would you turn it off? Just so people can't tell
If
that
you read- yeah.
it and you want to pretend that you didn't read it?
Yes.
Okay.
Although I will say, I have mine turned off, but I do like knowing that someone has seen my text. I do love it. I benefit from other
You
people.
want the information coming in, you just don't want that
Correct.
information. Got it.
Correct.
Well, the problem is that this is why I turn it off. I don't want the clock to start ticking on my response.
Yeah.
I want the question of whether or not I've seen it to be out there so that I have a little more time to get back to somebody.
But can you maybe recalibrate and realize that most people may not be paying attention to what you're doing as much as you're paying attention, just like everything else in life.
I would
with all of us.
I would love to believe that it would be such an enormous relief to feel deep in my heart that nobody's paying attention. I would love that
not
so
easy.
much.
I know.
I just burdened with too much self-importance, I guess.
So I had posted this on Threads as well, and some people.
That's still around.
Mm-hmm. I'm keeping it in business.
Oh, okay.
You can turn them on for individual people, actually. Which that I was like, what? And so she said that she does that because she wants them to know that she saw her text. Like for some people, I think they feel like it buys them time because it's like, yes, I got your text, you know. But I had something happen, which is, I think, the problem with read receipts, which is my sister has. See, this all started because my sister has hers turned on, and I'm like, does she know that she has these turned on? But then I said something to her last night and she didn't respond. And it's something that I would have expected her to respond to. So today I said, just making sure you saw my text. And she was like, oh my God, I hadn't. Thank you. So you could just have your phone open and the text comes in and you didn't actually read it. And it says read.
Someone sent me an email last Thursday that I didn't look at. I didn't see it. And then he sent an email this morning saying, hey, just in case you didn't get this. And I hadn't got it. And if there had been a read receipt,
he would have thought you did.
No, he would have known I hadn't.
Oh, and that
actually would help me, as opposed to him having to ask. He could have just said, "Hey, saw that you didn't see this, just resurfacing." Yeah.
Sidebar: I did 1 day of freelance work for somebody that I do occasional freelance work for, and did the turnaround real quick, sent it. He got it.
Is it Marie Osmond?
No, it's not Marie Osmond. So then I sent the follow-up. Hey, hope that worked out great. Let me know if you need anything else. Typical stuff. Just remind, because it had been like 2 years since I worked for him. Just remind me who I need to send the invoice to. Nothing.
Oh.
2 weeks go by.
Oh.
Just resent the message. I'm just resending it. Okay? No response. Went back to resend the message. Changed up the wording.
Yeah.
Changed the thing. Sent it again. I've sent it 3 times.
Thrice. No response.
No response. I'm afraid to check it. I'm afraid he's dead.
That's where mine went too.
What is going on?
I don't know. I can send an email to his boss, who is one of my former bosses, that I can just send hey, what's going on with Don? I normally but I did like find who I sent the invoice to previously and sent them, and they're like, oh yeah, you can just send it here. I'm like, great. But it's very weird.
Yeah.
Well, in cases like that, if I've in a work situation, I would, if I haven't gotten a response, I would then on my second or third CC their boss or someone else, just so that, because often, I mean, almost never is not replied to. You know, like once you get that,
very weird. So
that almost seems aggressive.
Not responding is aggressive.
It would, like, I've done like for years. I've
true.
like done occasional work for this guy.
Yeah,
and so it's like it is
something's
one of those
up.
things where I'm like, oh my god, was he in a terrible car wreck and he's in the he's laid up? Is he dead? Did he get fired? You know, so very interesting. Anyway, sorry, that
Keep
just
us
reminded me.
posted. Tony, I feel like you have your read receipts on, and don't you turn them off?
No, I don't.
You don't?
No, unless what your point of something getting changed.
See. At one point you did.
A very long time ago, I think.
Maybe. Was that accidental, or was that, oh, you know what? You don't. Look at that.
Yeah, Tone Zone knows what's up.
Mm-hmm.
But for a while, but for a time you did. Now, was that on purpose or not?
That probably would have been a mistake, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where to go to do that, and I'm uninterested in learning.
Like I said, I like when people have them on. I just always feel like, oh my God, they don't know that I know that they read the text.
So the new Apple iOS has this feature. I don't know if it's the iOS or just the new phone, has this feature where if it's an unknown call, you can turn this off. If it's an unknown number, then it will, like, the phone will sort of answer and ask who's calling and why. So it's like a screening thing, so that I think the idea of it is to screen out, like, you know, spam calls, and then you'll get like a text saying so and so and this is why. I turned it off immediately because I'm thinking, like, well, now they know that I'm screening them out. Like, now they know that I know who it is and I'm not taking the call, as opposed to, like, I might just not recognize the number and let it go to voicemail. I don't know. How do we feel about that?
I would.
Spam people will begin getting cagey about.
Well, no, I'm not
getting
thinking
through.
I don't fuck the spam people. I'm just saying, like, if somebody calls you and you just don't have them in your contacts, and then you don't take the call after you've essentially answered the phone, and
I guess for the most part, I'd like if the majority of calls that it would do that to, because I tend to pick up a large number of calls that are just people that like I don't really care if they know I'm screening the call, because so many times I'll answer like spam calls and it'll literally be like 5 to 10 seconds and then they'll just hang up. That's what's been happening lately. And then if it's 747, that's Long Beach. I get a lot of calls from Long Beach because somehow my phone number has been conflated with a Jeff Drake who lives in Long Beach, who owns a house in Long Beach. And I will frequently get calls or texts from people. I prefer to get texts because then I love responding to random texts in just wild ways. But they'll be like, hey, do you still own that property on Ossoff Drive? And I was like, and I've just frequently be like, I don't know what that is. I don't know where that is. I've never lived in Long Beach. Like, it's so crazy. I've gotten them for years now.
Right.
Years. But I got a text once and my first instinct was to respond to it with, oh, funny story. That house burned down, but silver lining, nobody suspected I did it. And then I was like, oh, wait, this is probably a real business and not like a phishing scam. So I was like, I changed it. But I was like, my first instinct was to respond, because that's how I respond to like, hey, is it like, oh, I thought this was tonight? Julia.
Yeah.
No. It is Julia, but I'm frequently trapped in a well when that's my frequent.
What's the scam? Like when they're doing that? Like, are they eventually trying to get you to wire? I mean, I figure there's money being wired at some point.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's all eventually a Nigerian prince thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I will one of the recent ones was I was like, I thought, here's a picture. I got sent a picture, and here's a picture of us from the wedding or whatever. And I was like, are you going to be at the dinner tonight? And I was like, oh, funny story. I got on the wrong plane, and I ended up in like Dubai or something, and then basically like met this guy, and then it was the plot of Dune. And I was like, so he has something to do with spice. Anyway, long story short.
Did you wear him out?
Sometimes they'll still persist, but a lot of times they'll be like, oh, so sorry. I guess I had the wrong number. But I mean, I go to great lengths. I'd relish the chance.
I had one. I couldn't, like, I gave up because I'm like, there's nothing funny about how I'm replying, and this is not going anywhere. But they were like, want to come over for dinner on the beach tonight? I'll make seafood. And I said, I can't. I'm allergic. And they said, what are you talking about? You don't have food allergies. And I thought, why would they go that direction? Like, I'm telling you, I have horrible seafood allergies.
Yeah.
That I would have totally dug in. I would have been like, so great. I'm very excited. I get bummed out if it's just like, hello. I've been getting a lot of those lately, but sometimes I'll respond to those also. Hey, no time to talk.
Trapped in a well.
No time to talk. The plane I'm on is in the process of crashing, and or whatever. Just I'll try to get back to you if I make it out of this alive. Just fun stuff. It's always, to me, I'm like, oh, creative writing exercise. Right. Great.
Do you have a Just Mirror Everyone?
I do. To preface this, I worked in a ton of table waiting and bartending jobs. And so I have traditionally been a very generous tipper.
Mm-hmm.
I remain so even before the pandemic, when it was like, yeah, I'm gonna like overtip delivery people, or like if it's picking up a to-go order, like, oh, what did they really do? And we're in California where people get a good wage. Still tip very generously because I know how shitty that job is. Was at a concert, the last couple of concerts I've been to, merch table. You can add a tip to it. I'm like, I'm buying a T-shirt for $50 fucking dollars.
A tip at the merch table.
Yeah,
It's like very common these
at
days.
merch tables now. It's like you can add a tip, and it's like, oh, I don't want to.
Yeah, I know.
This seems fully insane to me.
Yeah,
like that I'm going to be tipping on merch. Like I went to because my son is a huge fan, and Wendy and I took our son and a bunch of his friends to Magdalena Bay at the Hollywood Forever, and it was amazing. They were great, but like, I mean, like a sweatshirt was like $75. It's like, you know, T-shirts like $50. It's like, I'm not gonna tip you more on
right.
Like I'm already spending so much like the tickets were like $30.
Oh my God! Did you see the clip of the Ticketmaster CEO saying that he thinks that concert tickets could go up? Like he thinks that they're a little low.
Oh, because of tariffs?
I don't know. It's just like, are you fucking kidding me?
I want to be clear. Like, sell your merch for whatever price. Tony, sell your merch for. I don't know if you guys have control of your merch.
Well,
that closely.
Here's the thing: a lot of people don't know. I think is that. And yes, prices are out of control. I will give you that. But I don't know if a lot of people know that venues take a big cut of your merch.
Oh,
so
really?
Does the tip go directly to you?
Well, honestly, that usually just goes to the merch person. If it, I'd never seen it where you could like, because you're saying like there was a spot if you were paying with a card.
Yeah, it's because you can do it all on.
reader.
You can do it all on
Yeah.
like Square or whatever.
Right. I hadn't seen it that. I've seen like merch guys have like actual tip jars out and stuff and whatever.
No,
but
and to be fair, on one of the shows we went to recently, went to see 10cc, very very old band. Saw them way out in a weird location, Thousand Oaks, and the person doing the merch was like, you know, skip that, like, you know, because it just like automatically pops.
Yeah, I think
up.
it's just part of the software.
But some are like, you know, and you could tip if you want. It's like, I don't want. Like, in essence, like, I get it. Like, it's always been the way. Like, merch is always like, it's more expensive than a regular shirt or whatever. That's fine. That's the agreement. But then a tip on top, I'm like, yeah, it doesn't surprise me that the venues take a huge are like, hey, so it costs you this much to set up your stand to try to make a living as a musician.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No surprise.
Everyone's taking a piece.
Oh yeah.
Everyone wants a piece of Tony.
That is also an amazing drop. Let's do Podcast Pals product picks.
Podcast Pals product picks.
All right, Jeff, I know you have one you're excited about.
I brought it with me just to show it off. I love notebooks.
have two
And I
in front of
found
you.
I do, because I tried to just go with one notebook. But then one of my notebooks has to be, these are the things I need to get done.
Mm-hmm.
And if I also put other things in there,
Yes.
then it gets lost.
Yes.
Then it gets lost and I don't know where it is. So then this notebook, and I actually have another notebook too. This notebook that I'm talking about is by a company called Nuuna, Nuuna. And they're just really nice. They lay flat. They've got cool art on the front, and they just feel very good. And I got it as a gift, and it's got a lovely illustration on the front of two bug-eyed characters, and then there's two other bug-eyed characters on the back. But it's good because now this is like all of the projects that I'm doing, and each one has a page, and then I know, like, I go in there and I like catch up on like what, oh, I haven't done anything on this project, I need to work on this. I can't put that in my other notebook.
Yep.
Can I feel your notebook?
Yeah.
And now what's your other notebook for?
This is just basically a Moleskine. But
is that where you do your jotting?
This is like all the stuff.
A scratch pad?
Here's all the stuff they have to do. But then when these pages, they end up looking like that.
Ooh.
Because when
I love
cross
the
things
amount
out,
of doodling.
because
Lens crafters.
That was on the previous one. It's on this one. I still haven't done it. But I do it so that it's like all of these places it had writing, but especially with the bubbles, you can't tell there was writing. I encrypted that. So, no, but I like having the separate ones. And just sort of a regular one for the to do, and then this is a fancy one for mine. It's very nice. It's got a nice feel to it.
See, I always use this is just a spiral bound notebook like you'd have in school. It's actually much big. I ordered it on Amazon and it arrived, and I'm like, oh, this is way bigger than I thought it was going to be. I either use these or I use not legal pads, but steno notebooks. If I have a notebook that's how do I describe what yours is? Like not spiral bound, it's just bound, kind of hard bound or just bound. Then I feel like each page is kind of precious, as opposed to this where it's like more just like a pad of paper where I can rip them out.
I know, and I think that's the reason why I like to have a notebook, because it just also feels like I'm back in school, or like it doesn't feel. This feels like I'm like, okay, I sit down, I open this up, I'm doing work. Here's the things I have to get done.
Yes.
It feels more serious to me.
That makes sense.
Also, it gives me a thing to like, oh, I've almost filled this up. I do have this, and maybe this is this just me or everyone, but like, I have a bunch of my old notebooks, and I'm like, I'm not going to just throw it away.
Of course not. No, I keep mine too.
Yeah. And so I'm like, and sometimes I'll like flip back through it and I'll be like, what was, what in the world? Anyway, it just.
But like, let's say you're going to jot down some, like, do you journal in these?
No.
Okay. So these are just to do and just projects.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But then if I have to like ideas, or I have to put different things have to go in different notebooks.
I understand.
I'll sometimes write down, like scribble down some stuff in this, but it can't be something that I need to go back to a lot.
I have tried to have one notebook for Childish. It's my other podcast. One notebook for, to do. What I've tried, and it ends up just like for me, although I have been able to have Childish have its own notebook, but in general, my to do and my notes and all that, it just ends up in one, and then I just have to flip through, and it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Maybe I need a Nuna.
I have to not only have my to-do list in here, but also in my calendar and my phone.
Tony.
Yeah.
Might you have one?
A Nuna?
No.
A new Nuna? Just a fun free watch for people if they've never watched it. On YouTube, anybody watch the British show Taskmaster?
Oh my god!
I heard it's really good.
Yes, it's fantastic.
Oh no, sorry, I'm thinking of Task.
With Taskmaster.
I admittedly need to. I had checked it out a long time ago, and then like in the last 6 months or something, kind of like went back and watched more. And there's a new season that just came out. I haven't started it yet, but season 19 I know was the previous one, and so much fun. It's just it's just comedians. It's, I guess you'd call it a game show, kind of like a comedy game show.
It kind of depends to me on who's on it. There's some series or seasons, depending upon which side of the Atlantic you live on, that I'm like, I'm kind of not interested.
Yeah.
Like Noel Fielding was on, has been on a couple of times, and he's fucking hilarious every time.
Yeah.
And the host, Greg Davies, is just so
both
funny.
both of the hosts, the guys that are on there are great. And then that season 19 that I was talking about, Jason Mantzoukas is on that season, that season is fantastic. Yeah. Everybody that's on it. There's a bunch of other British comedians that I was not familiar with ahead of time, but there's just always they just make them do these weird, ridiculous tasks that are kind of a puzzle almost, though, too. And they just have to try to figure out.
This?
It's hard to describe to people.
It really is. The only just a very quick one I can think of off the top of my head was there was one. They're just sitting at a table, and there's this light bulb at the table, and something makes the light bulb go off, and they have to all try to figure out what it is that's making the light bulb go off. And in just the way they all handle it, it's always very entertaining.
I seem to recall there was like a white room, and they were
black curtains.
No, and there was something in it that they were dealing with, and they all had to deal with it. They all had a different way. They each had to solve the problem.
Yeah,
right?
There's always kind of a way
like
they
had to smash something, or they had to break something open, or something.
There was one where they had a series of like pot pies, basically, and without touching it, they had to figure out what was inside it and guess what was inside of it. And so people had different ways of trying to figure that out, that how they could do it without touching it. And one of them, there's the co-host Alex Horn, who's actually the creator of the show. Like he's it's his show, but he's not the host, but he's like the sidekick. He's always there for the task. And so somebody like it was literally, because it's literally you have to go by the literal words on the task card, and it was like you cannot touch the pie. So they had him pick it up and take a bite of it, and some of them were like one was filled with glue. But like they had him do it. It was unbelievable. And like one was it was like filled with marbles. I mean, and then it's just the way that they like everybody knows now and then the points, like every British game show, points are awarded arbitrarily. Yeah. Right. Which is sort of my favorite thing about British game shows. And
there was a game show. There was a period where my friends and I would go to this Japanese video rental place in on Sawtell, which is kind of like this like little Okinawa, and we would get just random shit from Japanese TV, and there was so many interesting shows, but like one of them was like this game show where it was all of the trappings of like a with an audience, and it was all this stuff, but all of the events were just stupid little things like balance a can on the edge, or how many quarters can you do this, and it was just so exciting. They would take these things and they would just make it so fucking like so much tension and everything. I think they're bringing that now to the U.S.
A friend of mine sent me a video from a German game show, I guess, where there was a huge table with a track with a train on it, an electric train that went around, and it had open cars, right? It had like whatever hoppers or whatever they call them. So that was going around, and then they had a like you would see on like a Survivor or whatever, like one of those things where you put a ball on it, and it's like it's like a track for that to go down. And so the game was to try to time it so that you start the ball off so that it goes down this thing and then ends up dropping into the train.
Oh wow.
And the clip from it was like 15 minutes long and was amazing. I was like, I would watch the shit out of this show. It was so
when you watch those,
bonkers.
It's like it amazes me how uncreative a lot of American game shows are, which are like trivia or whatever. It's like you can do so. There's one Japanese game show where it was like a group of people, and the game was whoever can stay awake the longest. And it would go on for days and days. And the things that they would do to try to make these people fall asleep, it was fucking hilarious. Or there's a game where it's like people would send in pictures of themselves, and then they would try to figure out exactly where that picture was taken. And you're talking about all of Japan. So they would look at the picture, and then there were the clues, and like, okay, there's this, and
that sounds amazing. I have to go to the bathroom so bad, so I have to.
We're going to talk more about this.
I have to end the show. I honestly think this in the entire. I started this show as a podcast in 2012. So in the entire 13 years, this is probably the first time where I'm like, please stop talking. Which is great.
Which is something I think all the time.
I know. Like. Usually I'm so excited when like, oh, this is like a fertile topic. We can really dig in. And I'm like, please, no more fertile topics, please. Anyway, I have a quick podcast pal product pick, which is urea cream, 40% urea cream. Is urea from urine? Is it the stuff in the crystals that form if you have gout? I think so, but it also, I don't know how they get it for lotion.
How do I get
but
some?
It's delicious in coffee.
I like it on my toast. No, I put it on my feet after the shower before putting on socks, and it like my feet used to not be baby soft, but they are so soft, and you could eat dinner off my feet. They're soft, they're supple. I put the urea cream on, and then Peter licks it, and then I put a coating of what's called Theraplex emollient. So the magic formula is urea cream, dog saliva, and like a Vaseline over it, and then your feet are nice and baby soft. And I don't know if it's good for Peter to lick it, but dogs fucking love lotion. But anyway, I get it on Amazon. The brand I get is Pure Organica, or although it's PUR, so maybe it's Per Organica, but there's a lot of different 40% urea creams. Get it. It's great for softening skin. I also it'd be simply criminal if I didn't mention that Prime Day is coming up on Friday, right? So when
Thursday.
you hear this, it's coming up the day of this. Guys, get your shit on Amazon and click through, won't you? I have a store there. Just head to my store, and from there, go anywhere, and that helps support the show.
On that list is the best pillow I've ever had, and it probably is on sale.
Right. And you can get your cream for your feet and
your dog.
And your dog. And that is amazon.com/shop/Allison Rosen. I have posted, ways to get to my Amazon everywhere on my website, on my, it's on Patreon, it's everywhere. So please just check out my store and then go anywhere. For Prime Day, I would like to thank everyone for being on the show. Jeff, where can we find you?
Well, you can come listen to my podcast at Brooke Dillman, and I do about the terrible comic strip 9 Chickweed Lane. It's called 9 Chickweed Rage is our podcast. You can find us on Instagram under 9 Chickweed Rage, and also on Blue Sky under 9 Chickweed Rage.
Wonderful. Daniel?
Yeah, no.
Okay, and Tony?
Just the new Motion City soundtrack record, Same Old Wasted Wonderful World, out now wherever you get music, and we have some tours coming up later this year and early next year, so motioncitysoundtrack.com for tickets there.
Wonderful, everyone. Thank you for listening, listeners. Thank you for listening. I say that twice every time. Thank you for listening. Oh my God, I love you.
You matter.
That's
Goodbye.
my fucking bladder. Thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Allison Rosen show? We had a good time